Frankie and Tommy here. Previous episode highlights start with Keith hearing one sound and turning into every dad with a doorbell camera.
What the fuck was that? I think I gotta see that again.
That is not a replay. That is a man double-checking the universe before blaming John.
Was that supposed to be me leaning over like my stomach hurt or something?
AI John leaned over once, and Keith reacted like the software ate gas station sushi.
That's exactly it. Yeah, you missed the opener. You were burping and shit because... So we got some new tools to play with Google Gemini dropping last couple days, so we got some fun stuff happening. Dude, how are you feeling, man?
I slept almost all day yesterday.
That is not rest. That is your organs hitting snooze with both hands.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. My stomach can definitely move in the right direction, but still kind of fucked. Still a little goofy.
Goofy stomach means you are not sick enough to cancel, but dangerous enough to map every bathroom.
Yeah, like, are you shitting water, or are you
No, it's nothing like that. I was expecting it to turn into that.
Yeah.
But no, it's just kind of, it's like a, I don't know how to really describe. It's new, that's all I can say.
Oh, interesting. Yes.
Then you fall right into the status quo. You go and you fucking get a job. Well, guess what? Who's making your decisions for you again?
Yeah, yes.
Then you fucking get into you get married, have kids too fucking soon, which happens to most people. Now you got a pissed off wife.
Yeah.
Fucking making all your decisions for you again.
Yes.
Where the fuck have you made any decisions in your life?
John just asked the question every man avoids, because the answer is usually mortgage, marriage, and snacks.
You know what's funny, actually, to your point, is that if you get into the system, your license makes the decision when you turn, 55 or 60, because the old age stuff starts kicking in, right? So it's like, okay, I don't know, old age pension or however that bullshit works when you get a little bit older, but it's like, okay, this is what now happens. Wait a minute, why not take control of your own life?
Take control? I still let the microwave choose whether lunch is molten lava or frozen regret.
So, it's his physical comedy. There was nobody like Chris Farley, man.
Farley gets mentioned, and every man over 35 suddenly misses laughing without checking his back first.
I gotta tell you, Johnny, after spending time with Tom, from $10 million to $300 million, joining myself and John Anderson. So when I heard this one, I said to myself, geez, why hasn't this happened before? So apparently, I lug a baggage handler's, Johnny, at Pearson Airport. So I check my bag, we're taking it to the back, opening it up, putting drugs into it, changing the bag tags, and then giving it back to me as I'm traveling. I get to come visit you in California. They take the luggage and go through screening. I'm like, hey, I got cocaine in it. Like, wait a minute, I didn't fucking pack cocaine.
Nothing ruins vacation faster than explaining to airport security that your luggage developed hobbies.
It's actually pretty genius when you think about it.
The scary part is airport criminals have better systems than my email inbox.
So I wonder, why are they changing the tag if it's still your bag?
I get, so that has not been revealed. I'm suspecting. Have you ever lost your mind after having a big dump?
That question did not enter the room. It kicked the door off and ruined breakfast.
Lost my mind after having a big dump. I guess I need to define lost your mind.
Yeah, well, apparently. And I'm not going to run it right now, but coming up on later on in the show, I found a woman, Johnny. I found a woman who lost years of memories after she had a massive shit with excessive force.
That is not a bathroom emergency. That is your colon uninstalling Windows without permission.
True story, coming up. Yeah, I see Nick Friedman smiling. We're going to tease it. We're going to share it with Nick and Johnny coming up this morning on Mornings at 11 with Keith, John, and friends. Yes, Nick, you have no idea what you got yourself into.
Keith welcomed Nick like a tour guide, pointing at the haunted wing of the hotel.
Nick Friedman in the green room there. The guy turned...
We had started College Hunks. We had a pretty successful local operation.
Yeah.
And we had actually a sister company. You guys will appreciate this. We were going to call it College Foxes Packing Boxes. That's actually what we went on to pitch. So the Sharks didn't bite on that one. They thought it was funny. It was good for TV, but they actually wanted equity in our existing business. And, they're Kevin O'Leary called us greedy pigs. We didn't know that was his shtick. We thought he was just an asshole.
Kevin called them greedy pigs, and Nick heard, cool, the bald guy is done talking.
Yeah.
Actually, when he declared himself out, I said, well, that means you get to stop talking, right? And I didn't mean it to come out like that blunt, but it was sort of like he was poisoning the room for the other Sharks and not giving them an opportunity to ask questions, which he tends to do.
Johnny, I know we talk about defecating often on this show. I just was wondering if that maybe had happened to you or Nick.
My first question is, how the fuck do you determine that you fucking lost 10 years of memory in a fucking 24-hour period?
I don't know.
And how do they trace
I mean,
it back?
if it was a year, okay, I can see how you might be able to spool through a decade of fucking memories, but in a 24-hour period, what are you just fucking taking a bunch of fucking speed, sitting up all night trying to going through the memory? What the fuck?
Also, did she remember that she was just on the toilet, or did she lose that memory too?
Just good morning show conversation for us this morning. So, man, if you're out there having a crop today and you forget that maybe you have this TGA, a real rare.
Take it easy.
Yeah, there you go.
Is that for real?
This is real. Malcolm McDonald, British mechanic, suffered a severe perennial infection that led to sepsis. As a result, it caused extreme tissue death in his extremities, including his fingers, his toes, and his penis, which turned black. So as a result, they had to construct a replacement phallus on his forearm using his own skin grafts and tissues. So he had.
So is that his fucking dick?
Yes.
They took his dick from down at his crotch and moved on his arm.
Yeah. So he lost his penis to sepsis, and they reconstructed a new phallus on his forearm, so it grew there. And then after a period of 4 to 6 times, after 4 to 6 years, John, it grew on his arm. And then in 2022, they moved it from his arm to his groin.
Oh, so that was basically just a place to get it to take.
Yeah. But as Neiman would say, why didn't they put it on his stomach or on his thigh or something? It's like you're walking around going, hey, John, what's on your arm?
My guess is because the forearm, there's all sorts of big fucking veins in there where it's going to get blood flow.
Yeah, and yes, maybe anything.
Some executives do not solve problems.
They waterboard the calendar,
Set the building on fire.
then walk in with a coffee like, relax, everyone, daddy's here.
Today, we're calling out the executive martyr.
The leader who manufactures chaos just so they can feel important.
Only on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends.
Good morning and welcome back to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Your live morning show for real talk, motivating content, and big conversations. Come hit the like, come hit the subscribe, and come jump into the comments. Come check into the show. Come say hello. Mornings.live over on the Mornings in the Lab Live Network. Get up, build a streak, and show us your proof that you are up. The real story, nation, is that the media we are creating is becoming more programmable, personalities becoming scalable, and character and the universes we create, well, that's becoming infrastructure. A little bit of Axl Rose to kick the morning off. Hey, are you this guy? Are you this guy? Are you the guy where every meeting needs you? Every crisis needs you. Every decision needs you. And every fire somehow starts right after you walk into the room. Well, hey, listen, congratulations. You actually might not be the solution. No. Maybe you're the arsonist with the LinkedIn title. Now, today we're going to get into the uncomfortable question with our very own Dr. John Petricelli, the bullshit professor. Are you actually leading, or are you the man? Are you the woman? Are you the human from generation that we call X manufacturing chaos? Because calm just makes you feel, well, replaceable. That conversation is going to be today. But first, you know how it goes, nation. Good morning and welcome back to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and Friend, your live morning show for real talk, entertaining conversation, and a little bit of fun to get after it on the Friday of the morning loop. Big show here today, guys. It starts with some sadness. It starts with some very, very, very unfortunate sadness. NASCAR lost a legend yesterday. Kyle Busch passes at 41. We're going to have that conversation to kick the show off today. Man, I grew up a racing fan, and this was huge news yesterday. Man, this 41, so young, Kyle Busch. David Porterfield, the NASA scientist who figured out how to grow mushrooms in space and why it could save humanity. David M. Porterfield's going to be here today, coming up at the bottom of the hour. Johnny Anderson's here today as well, and we got a bunch of extra good stuff on the big platform today that we call Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and Friends. And hey, did you guys know Hooters is still around? Yeah, they're rebranding as a family restaurant. Yes, while still running Bikini Nights. The good news is we're going to create a whole new generation of kids the same way that we were all raised. Good morning, Whitaker. Good morning, Sullivan. Good morning, Roofy. Good morning, Good Time. Good morning, Juan Hartman. Good morning. What is going on, Rico? Yes. Hey, Juan, where are you joining me from this morning? Juan, I am intrigued as much as you are. Is this all AI? No, I am a real human being. I am getting up and getting after him. Where are you joining me from, Juan, this morning with Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and Friends? Hey, HPV. Yeah. Human. What's a human? So HPV. Leading throat cancer cases in the U.S. surpassing smoking and alcohol. So listen, here's the reality. Doing sexual favors for our friends might be leading to higher cases of throat cancer, surpassing smoking and alcohol as the top cause. Hey guys, have you seen today's poll? If you're looking for today's poll is over on mornings.live. Yes, the poll today is good question. I do not have the poll. Here. Today's poll. Yeah, I just scrolled a little bit too far in my notes. Today's poll is this. How do you feel when you have absolutely nothing on your schedule for an hour? Hey, are you the dude that you manufacture chaos? I've worked for fellows. I've worked with females. I've worked with humans that they walk into a room and just chaos ensues. They believe they're the leader. The key word believe, but actually they just walk in and just destroy the room. So how do you feel when you wake up and you look at your calendar? You're like, oh, there's nothing on it. Do you manufacture madness for everybody else, or are you relaxed? Are you anxious, or do you look for a problem to fix? Hey, we all know those. They wake up and go, I got to find a problem to fix and disrupt the entire place. Yes, 100%. Hey, here's the daily question today. What's the one thing you did today just to feel busy that didn't actually move the needle? Yeah, we should get that word out of the dictionary. Busy. What does busy mean, Jimmy? What is busy? Does busy mean just moving around, or does busy mean accomplishing something? The crazy thing is B comes after A. Yeah, so if you're competitive like me, you might want to go after the A instead of the B, which is being accomplishing instead of being busy. So I got an invitation for you today, guys. Go and shoot for accomplishments instead of going to shoot for busyness today. Yeah, true story. Hey, coming up today in Keith's Life, 5:15, I'm going to my daughter's dance recital. Oh... To all the dads out there, you guys know Sorry to all my daughters out there. Jimmy, help me. Help me. Somebody help me. Can somebody book me a meeting at 5:15 today? Help me, please. I don't want to go. Hey, so I'll be sitting there. I got my Meta glasses on. I got my podcast lined up. Yeah. Oh, did I say podcast? Yeah. So, hey, listen, today, 5:15, please pray for me. Yeah, I got a few hours to kill. My team's laughing at me right now because that's where I'm going today. Hey, I don't know what it is, man. And I know all you dads out there that are in the same shoes as I have been in or am in when you go to our dance recitals. Neiman, I know I will miss it one day. Yes, I know I will miss it one day. But I'm not going to miss it today, Neiman. So here's the thing. What things do you guys do that you're like, oh, I got to go do this one? We all talk about being wonderful parents, and it's like, fuck, I got to go to my kid's dance recital. Fuck, I got to go to my kid's hockey practice. We love doing it. Hey, did you hit the snooze button today? Did you hit the snooze button? Hey, maybe I'm hitting the snooze button. I'm going to have a nap today, Jimmy, at 5:12. Yeah, and I might hit the snooze button at 5:15. Yep, true story. Yes, hey, if you hit the snooze button all week, guess how long you are behind Jimmy? Jimmy never hits the snooze button. At least he doesn't tell me he does. Yeah, so if you're hitting the snooze button, you might be how many hours behind? Holy smokeronies, almost 22 hours. Yes. I got Neiman and Jimmy over there just across the pond. They're going to be phoning me a little bit later tonight, wondering where the hell I am. And then Kai, well, we know where Kai is. Kai's in the outhouse over there. Yeah, true story. Hey, 22 hours behind. If you guys are snoozing since the beginning of the year, you're behind Juan Hartman. Because I know Juan doesn't snooze. And I know for sure Mike Sullivan doesn't snooze at all. No, not at all. Yeah, say coming up, Johnny Anderson's here today as well. He'll be here in a few moments. Looking forward to that show. Looking forward to that conversation coming up here today. And hey, the morning focus. Yes, morning focus, middle age. Oh yeah, middle age. When it's time to go to our daughter's dance recitals. Middle age is when your body starts telling you the truth. The truth is this. The truth is that in your 20s, you could eat like a raccoon behind a gas station, just fucking chowing down, sleeping 4 hours, drinking like a pirate, and still showing up mostly alive. But today, you're like, oh. Well, last night I got a bunch of great sleep. So I'm thinking today I'm feeling pretty good today. Yeah, because I got a bunch of sleep last night at the end of the week, knowing that I had to go to a dance recital today because I didn't want to sleep during the dance recital. Yeah, that's exactly why. Bah! All right, and of course, we got our very own Dr. John Petrocelli. Why is it that we have so many executives, leaders, business guys? I got the question for Petro today. Petro, I know you're listening. Why is it that the big leader guy walks into the room, the big leader woman walks into the room, and they believe that they are the leader? Like they've been designed the leader. They've been designated leader. They've been told you are the leader. The letters behind them say that they are the leader. But then what comes and what ensues after that is nothing but chaos. I'm going to ask Petro why that happens. Coming up top of the second hour this morning on Mornings and Live with Keith, John, and Friends for BS and no BS with our very own Dr. John Petrocelli. All right, nation. Strap in. Let's get up. Let's get after it. Let's start the conversation. Let's start the show because the show goes like this. The Morning Loop, it starts right now.
Good morning, nation. Yesterday's show medically attacked the bathroom, the bedroom, and everyone's confidence.
First, a woman lost 10 years of memory from one hard shit.
Kai, hydrate, breathe, and don't set records. Then came the weird penis stories. Broken equipment, dangerous angles, and a man with his equipment in his arm.
That's not body modification. That's Home Depot confidence with zero adult supervision.
Hopefully today has zero weird penis updates. But this show makes no promises before coffee. Chief's ready. Kai's been warned. The big dog is here. The professor of bullshit is coming. Let's start the Morning Loop.
So I got to tell you something about our very own Kai. Kai's been on the team now for a few months, doing a hell of a job booking guests. Actually, Jimmy, Melissa, what the hell is Kai doing here again? What is she doing again? Oh, right. Yes. Kai occupies the outhouse. Yeah, Kai occupies the outhouse for us. So Kai is our resident, the shit professor. Yeah, Dr. John's the bullshit professor. Kai's the shit professor. Yeah, true story. So we heard a story yesterday about a woman who actually shit herself where she lost her brains. Like she lost her memory. Her name was not Kai. No, Kai's on our team. So if you're confused about the story yesterday about the Kai that's part of our show, different person altogether. Yeah. True story. All right, okay, listen. We gotta pivot from shitting. Sorry, I'm very sorry. Listen, this is a morning magazine. You never know what happens when you flip the page. You might flip the page and find a naked person masturbating. You might flip the page and find Jimmy on his way to Japan. Or you might flip the page and find some tragic news that came out of the world of NASCAR yesterday. Oh, my goodness. I sat down and just opened up my feed yesterday afternoon, and news broke. Super sad news. Super fucking sad news. I got to emphasize that, man. Jimmy, NASCAR, two-time NASCAR Cup Series champion Kyle Busch died yesterday at the age of 41 after becoming unresponsive while testing in a racing simulator in Concord, North Carolina. He was taken to a Charlotte area hospital and died hours later. No official cause of death has been released. Now, listen, guys, when the Winnipeg Jets left in 1997, I want to make this a little personal for myself here. I was lost. I didn't have a sports team to cheer for. My Blue Bombers played only a few months of the year. So I along with my buddy Chuck, I discovered, a newfound love for racing and NASCAR racing, and I got right into the sport. I spent time working with NASCAR. I spent time working with sponsors in NASCAR. Spent time in Concord. Spent time in South Carolina. Spent time at the places where Kyle spent time at. I spent time at Richfield Children's Racing. So when I saw this news yesterday, I don't know Kyle. I don't know any of that, but I for a number of years, I spent time working in and around the industry. And this one really fucking hit me yesterday, man. Busch was NASCAR's winningest driver across the 3 national series, 234 victories. And, last week, a number of days ago, he was in a race. And he was complaining about some sinus infections. He won the race and said, hey, you never know until the next time you're going to get here. And yesterday at 41, we had an unfortunate passing of Kyle Busch at 41 years old. So sadness. Obviously all of our thoughts and prayers and all of that goes to the Busch family. He is survived by his wife, Samantha, and his children, Brexton and Lennox. So I see Anderson over there. We'll have a little chew with Johnny on this one when we bring him in, because the man we call the big dog himself, John Anderson, is on his way into Mornings in the Lab. If you rode that around the neighborhood, people are stopping. People are fucking.
Well, but how the fucking thing is propelled? Is it on? What's it? I wasn't going downhill. It was on flat ground. There was no motor, no pedals.
That's wrong. Jimmy, put that one up there. How is it? Is there a battery pack on that thing? Or
no, it's a very unthought out fucking way for me to enter the fucking lab is what it is. Jimmy, come on, babe. You're striking out here, baby. Come on.
That's awesome. How are you? So you look like you're feeling better. Your energy, I can see the energy is higher today.
Yeah, I feel much better today for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was it definitely sucked, but I'm fucking through it. That's the bottom line.
Oh yeah, electric. Just electric scooter with AI physics, because the electric scooter forgot the motor. Yeah, there's no motor in it. There's not even
where's the fucking battery?
Yeah, there's not even a
There's
battery.
nothing in that thing. But it's the shell.
I love it. Hey, you were walking as I was breaking some really sad news.
You know what? That's real quick before you bring it. It's like a hot air balloon without the fucking balloon.
Yeah. Hey, you mentioned hot air balloon. Fuck, man, we are in sync. I know Jimmy has a clip because I threw it to him. Dude, in the duh moment of department going, oh yeah, duh, why didn't I think of that? So obviously there's a war happening over there in Ukraine and Russia. So dude, and drones have entered in the
fucking thing's still going on.
Yeah, it is still going on. Yeah, it actually. Well, now
it's like a fucking party and nobody will leave.
You know what it is now, Anderson? Fuck, you're funny. It's actually turned into it's like CES in Vegas, where everybody comes to Vegas for all their electronic stuff. Now the war in Ukraine has turned into like a big technology roadshow where they're showing off their latest drones and robotics to kill people. And I'm not trying to make light of it, but that's actually what it's become. It's become this place where, okay, it's now time to show off our technology, how we're now going to hurt the world for the next 50 years. Case in point, like yesterday, Belarus and Russia launched 2 new intercontinental ballistic nuclear capable missiles. Like craziness, man. And Ukraine, back to your hot air balloon, you're going to go duh with this one like I did. They're thinking, how can we get something further when we only have so much battery on it? So, John, they hooked the drone up to the air balloon, floated the air balloon really high, unhooked the drone from the air balloon, and then propelled it. It's like one of those, well, yeah, like use the air So it's like you saying, fuck, I want to go bother Billis. So you're going to hook a drone to your air balloon. You're going to float the air balloon to Billis's house. And then when it gets over my house, you're going to drop the drone so it can fly on its own. That's pretty fucking brilliant when you think about it. Like, actually.
Yeah, I mean, it's fucking common sense is what it is.
It is common sense.
I don't know. I wouldn't call that brilliant. I would call that pretty fucking common sense.
You're right.
Yeah, so these motherfuckers are so deep into technology. Let's just use some fucking Mother Nature in the process.
Well, that's why I brought this up, because your comment about the air balloon. I saw it. I was like, well, fuck, that's brilliant. So they put the drone on the hot air balloon. They float. So to your point, using Mother Nature. Hey, we got some wind up there. Let's take the wind and blow that bomb over there, and then have it drop from the air balloon. I thought it's actually pretty fucking brilliant, actually. So I don't know. But anyways, back to the sad news, man. I just want to tune in some seconds. So 41 years old, brother. NASCAR lost a legend yesterday. Kyle Busch just suddenly passed away. I know you don't follow the sport very much and so forth, and I'm not going to spend much time getting into it, but just,
do you follow NASCAR?
I do. Yeah, I do.
Really?
Yeah. I not as much as I used to, Anderson. When the Winnipeg Jets left in '97, back in the early days, I felt void without like kind of sport in my life, and I watched football for a while, and I ended up working in the industry. I ended up working with a couple teams. I ended up working with some sponsors, and because of that association, I ended up going to races, being around the tracks, and getting quite familiar and comfortable, and enjoying it quite a bit, to be frank with you.
Did they come to Canada a lot?
They do a couple races up here, but I spent more time going down to the States. Like I went to a number of tracks across the United States. But the dude who passed yesterday just won a race on the weekend, and just out of the blue, 41 years old, man, in a racing simulator, dies. They don't know why. So it's it's sad. It's just one
in a simulator.
Yes,
that's interesting.
It is. Yeah. So apparently he had an illness. And that he was battling. It was a sinus infection or something. But like 41, man. Like, that's fucking young, brother. Like, super young. 2 kids and a wife. And anyways, I put it on the table because here's the thing, but you never know, right? You just never know. Like, we actually never know. And I know it's such a fucking cliche thing. It's such a cliche thing. But some sad news this morning coming out of the world of NASCAR. And then last night, the last episode of the Stephen Colbert Show aired. Some cultural stuff for you because of his beef with the administration. So that's now done. They're now done, and that's Stephen Colbert, the late night talk show guy. They have Colbert and Jimmy Kimmel and all those late night guys. So his show was his show was the last one last night. So, but hey, here's something big for you. Reddit TrueTide. See the news yesterday? I saw it this morning. Phase 3 data shows up. 28% average body weight loss at 68 to 80 weeks. Eli Lilly has been talking a bunch about this. Eli Lilly released Reddit TrueTide Phase 3 data yesterday. Almost 30% weight loss in 80 weeks, the most powerful obesity drug that's ever been tested. And today, the cancer signal drops. Johnny, 12,000 patients, 7 tumor types. GLP-1 users had half the lung cancer metastasis rate. And then, hold on, I got to get my notes here. Where is it? GLP-1 users had half the lung cancer metastasis rate. Breast cancer, 43% cut. Colon cancer, 5-year mortality separation, 15% versus 31%. The bottom line is that these drugs are doing something affecting cancer more so than affecting sugars.
Well, it's what what you're saying is obviously totally correct, but it's because it's affecting sugars, it's having that outcome on cancer.
Yes. Yeah. I found that quite fascinating, actually. So
yeah, it's kind of like the affecting sugar is everybody sees I need to lose my tits.
Yes.
Well, let's have the body treat sugar differently.
Yeah. So Johnny,
here's good. Now, interesting. The long term of that, you lose your tits and you become less susceptible to cancer.
So here's some stats straight from Eli Lilly, Johnny. 28.3% body weight loss over 80 weeks, 70 pounds on average, 45% of patients hit 30% weight loss, 30% weight loss at 104 weeks. Significant drops in blood pressure, triglycerides, non-HDL, cholesterol, weight circumference, and HSCRP. No cardiac or liver signals. Retatrutide is going to completely overshadow tirzepatide and semaglutide and take the throne as the best-selling drug of all time. Andrew Huberman went on to say that. Rogan has said that. You've said that. But Huberman has said that this drug is going to absolutely change the entire world. I'm creating some hyperbole with that. But
here's the interesting thing about this.
Yes.
Right. I'll use you as a perfect example.
Yes.
You're reading this thing. You're fired up. It's great.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
This is a company that just published a study that stands to make probably over $1 trillion on this.
Yes.
Do you think there's a slight motivation in all this?
Well, duh. Yeah, exactly.
So why the fuck do people get so excited when the fucking the beneficiary reveals the fucking news? How about the people that have no fucking skin in this game that are talking about it? I mean, make that make sense?
Well, that's so fair. I would say that's.
I mean, of course they're gonna say. I mean, I agree with it all.
Yes,
but of fucking course they're gonna say this shit.
Well, the funny thing is, yes, you're talking the obvious thing. Actually, here's the societal thing, and that is just the fact that Eli has got the big money behind them, which allows them to make those statements and publish that stuff. But what I liked about it though is it supported.
But society, you see these other studies, and there's all question marks. But now Lily says it. Oh my God, the stamp of approval. Well, fuck.
Yeah, but that's how branding works, Anderson. And so I'll play back to you because you're the same thing.
I agree, but what I'm saying is, why the fuck don't people look through the fact that this is the beneficiary?
Oh, listen, I'm not disagreeing with you, but let's play some tennis here. So I can say the same thing in your world because you're a brand too, right? So you got Lily over here, which is a brand, right? Which has all of its things attached to it. And you got John Anderson, which is a brand. You're both saying the same thing, right? Retatrutide. And, you go through the compounding side of things and Eli does this side of things. So you guys are both saying the same thing for similar.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I love it. I love what they're saying. It only fucking helps me. But I will. My contestant is that if you look at those studies, the amount that they're giving people is fucking off the charts.
Oh, no question. But
we'd also because that 100 billion turns into $1 trillion when people use it at that speed.
Yes. Yeah. And here's the thing, because you know this, we can play tennis together. You're the beneficiary of somebody going down your path.
What are we gonna play tennis together? Is that what we're gonna do?
And that's not a bad thing. That's just branding, right? So here's what's good about the world, right? We've got choice now. And this is what you and I both believe in and we love. Because we grew up in a world, let's be frank, Anderson, which was, it's gotta be Eli Lilly. You can't do anything else. We now live in a world where we have choice. Okay, you want to be part of the subscription plan? Go to the Eli Lillies. You want to go make some of your own choices? You can go educate yourself, go do some research, go talk to a guy like John Anderson. There you go. It's choice.
Well, I agree with everything you're saying. It's just crazy how like if this study was published by an independent, Lilly would still probably have something to do with it. Yeah. But the point is that independent should be a stronger stance than the fucking person than the company that's the beneficiary. But
you raise a good question. We should ask Petro, and I'm serious. We have Petro join us this morning. Like so, and maybe you know the answer to this. I don't, which is why I'm throwing it out there as a tennis ball. Johnny,
it's Friday. It's Friday. Huh?
Yeah. Why is there not an independent, or is there one that
real quick? I don't want to play tennis. I want to play
pickleball.
I want to play ping pong.
Ping pong.
Don't give me a ping pong team.
Okay, we'll play ping pong. Hey, so ping pong with me. Why is there not an independent, or is there that we just don't know about? I'm being very serious here. Is there one?
They're all over the place. I mean, there's studies everywhere about this that are coming.
I know there is, but why? But so okay. So is there not? Forgive my naivety here, because of course there's independence. But is there not like one like master independent that says, okay, we've done this, and this is like the Grace All, or that doesn't work? I guess it doesn't work that way, does it? No, because my independent is funded by my beneficiaries.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. Lily would have a piece of it either. I mean, Lily's gonna have a piece of it either way. But just the fact that Lily, all I'm making reference to, is the fucking all of this excitement because all this stuff that we knew was already true is coming out. And guess what? Now it's published by the beneficiaries. So let's really get excited.
Yes. Yeah, that's fair.
How about fucking no shit? You know, these studies have been fucking like sitting just this close to being public for a long time.
Yes.
You know, but the fact that now just the fact that, how would you say it's like if someone's trying to fucking sell you something, and you can see that there's nothing but intent to make money.
Oh, you have to pause.
Don't you start looking around, okay, what else, what am I not seeing here?
Oh, dude,
I don't see a lot of that going on with this.
Yeah, no, that's fair. So here's the question I would ask.
Keep in mind, I have zero problems with it because it's pushing shit my direction. I'm just so fucking surprised how I don't know, gullible, how whatever.
No, naive. I've said naive or so. Because here's something I would ask, right? So if I go to my doctor today and he's like, hey, I'm going to put you on GLP-1. I'm like, fuck that. Why are you giving me the old shit? I'm joking with you because I know why he's giving me the old shit. But now I'm like, no, I want to go third generation. Why do I want to do the first one? Like there's going to be a whole bunch of people now going, why am I on this old shit that's causing me grief? I want to get the new shit.
For sure.
Like seriously. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, I mean, there's no question about it. I mean, that's simple math. The only reason it's not happening now is because it's not actually through the system yet.
Yeah. Good morning, Nick Rumble. What's the word, my brother? We got Nick Rumble this morning on Mornings in the Lab. We got our guest, Nick with Shaken Brother. Hey, what's going on, Jess? Good to see you this morning over in the community. Hey, Johnny, last weekend, the Carano-Rousey fight ended up on Netflix. 17 million people watched it. So it's actually pretty big news because the last big fight on Netflix had 12.5 million. So the Logan Paul MVP promotions, Netflix is pretty happy with that. 17 million people turned in for a 17-second match. I know you even turned in for a little bit too there. So yeah, 17 million people. Interesting.
I actually was more curious. I was actually more interested in the Diaz fight.
Yes, so was I. Yeah, 100%. And they're going to be having another one because of that. I would say to you that's Diaz and was it Mike Porter? Was that his name? Or Mike Perry, I think it was. That was a good remember. That was a good scrap. Hey, Marcia Porterfield's joining us. I see him in the green room. He's going to come up with us in about 3 or 4 minutes or so. We're talking about growing mushrooms in space. We got a NASA dude joining us this morning on the Big Show. We're talking mushrooms and so forth. Of course, top of the hour. We got Dr. John Petrocelli joining us on the show as well. Hey, Johnny, HPV. So it's funny, man. There is, for the longest time, we were told smoking and alcohol is the top cause of throat cancer. Well, guess what? Now. Hey, Kai, I think we got a clip on this one. HPV, which is now the human papilloma virus, is actually causing more cancer in the throat. Cause of throat cancer than actually smoking and alcohol. Jimmy, Kai,
hold on. What causes it?
HPV.
What HPV?
It's
Smoking didn't take the crown. HPV is now the #1 cause of throat cancer, and most guys have no clue they carry it.
CDC says HPV now causes 70% of throat cancers, passing smoking and alcohol. And there's a vaccine. Most men never got it.
This is now the most common HPV cancer. Men are getting hit hardest. Talk to your doctor. This one's preventable.
But so you actually prove our point, Johnny. I got muted there. Yeah, most of us men don't know much about this, but HPV, commonly transmitted through oral sex, has become the leading cause of throat cancer in North America, surpassing smoking and alcohol. It is CPV causes 60 to 70% of oral pharyngeal cancers, with rising incidence, especially amongst men. So simply,
that's crazy because check this out.
Yeah.
I always thought the guy, and he could be fucking with me. I don't know.
Yeah.
But the dude that I see periodically in down San Felipe in Mexico. Yeah, he's an American guy.
Yeah.
And generally speaking, Americans will tend to gather in the same spot. So you see him, of course, different, anyway.
Yeah.
So one of these dudes has got the little thing in his finger, and he sticks it to his throat, and he speaks, and it's a speaker.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And somehow, some way, I don't remember, he left and somebody says, what happened to him? I said, no, I have no clue. So he ate too much pussy. I was like, well, that's a fucking funny joke. What are we, 12? That's what I'm thinking to myself.
Well, there's truth.
Maybe it was fucking true.
but there is truth to it now.
That's what I mean. Maybe it was the truth. I was thinking of the guy that said that. I was like, dude, are we in like fucking middle school again here?
So we were raised, you and I, our generation was raised with, so some and some not getting the HPV vaccine over time. And, there's this, there's truth to this. Women and men are getting more of these cancers because of oral sex, point blank period. Right. So, it's just like, what's the other one? Herpes virus, right? Many of us have herpes virus from cold sores and stuff that we don't even know about. Right, that's accumulated over the years, that lives in our bodies and so forth. So not here to talk much about medical advice, but the reality is, HPV causing more throat cancer than actually smoking or alcohol in North America. So and as Neiman said, herpes never leaves your body. It's always in your body, right? It's like shingles and everything, just there. It's there forever. Hey, coming up, David Porterfield, the NASA scientist who figured out how to grow mushrooms in space and why it could save humanity. We're going to bring that up here in a couple minutes with myself and John Anderson this morning on Mornings in the Lab. So, Johnny, how was your day? Actually, you feel much better today, aren't you? I can tell you're feeling better today. You're fucking feeling much better.
I was struggling yesterday.
Were you?
I mean, I was just like, meaning it was like, that was a day where, okay, I'm feeling well enough to do my shit. Now I just got to fucking do it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It was one of those days where it was like, I wasn't finding, it's just one of those, I was just not quite myself yet. So I just wasn't finding the joy in the little things that seemed like a fucking major pain in the ass yesterday. I was like, I'm going to fucking sit at this desk. I'm going to get all this shit done so I can have a clean slate tomorrow.
There you go. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Hey, when's the last time you were at Hooters? Have you ever been to Hooters? And I'm being serious.
One time.
Yeah, me too. Actually, me too. One time, just once. And I was like, I'm not going back there. So,
yeah. I can't remember where it was and why. It was definitely not by choice. The group I was with.
No. I hope it wasn't your choice, or our relationship would be changing in front of everybody right now.
Well, if you're going to go, I mean, just fucking go do the real thing, for Christ's sake.
I only bring it up because they're rebranding as a family restaurant, Johnny, but still with bikini. I know. So some dude bought it. So some guy named Neil Kiefer bought it, and he's going to take it out of Chapter 11 and reintroduce it as a family restaurant, but still have women in bikinis. So I don't know. There you go. That's so we're gonna have the
I don't remember them in bikinis.
No, they were in those little shorts, and they're
the shorts. Shorts.
So instead of the shorts, they're putting them in bikinis. So
and then they're calling it family.
And they're going to modernize it without fully abandoning the image. Yeah, interesting. All right, well, listen, from bikinis to mushrooms and NASA. That's the segue this morning. Sophia Grant, I know you got a guy waiting for us out there patiently. We were supposed to have him, I think it was last week. We had to reschedule. I'm excited about this one, man. We got a guy named David Porterfield, the NASA scientist. I love NASA. Johnny, maybe this is a guy, I told you when I was a young boy, I used to write NASA all the time. I'd sit back and I'd write letters to NASA. And they'd send me packages, information back. And I'd wait to go to the mailbox and nerd out and get my brochures and read them and look at the stars and just fucking nerd out.
Okay, real quick.
Yeah.
The story you just told.
Yes.
No better description of why no one would play with you at school.
This is true, actually.
No better. I couldn't have summarized it better.
This is true. This is true.
Yeah.
So, okay, I'll tell you one more thing. I used to write letters to NASA, and I used to write letters to big semi-truck companies so they could send me brochures on their semi-trucks. So while you're out there getting the chicks and lifting weights, I was out there trying to communicate with the semi-truck companies about their cab.
Where was fucking Bobo during all this?
Bobo was gone at the time. Jesus Murphy.
Well, I mean, it's a realistic question. You know, what's a little retard kid? What's a little retard guy doing? You know?
Real question.
I mean, now that you showed me that picture, that fucking weirdo with his tongue sticking out and his fucking marching all fucking goofy, his arm cranked up like this, I can't get that out of my mind. All I can do is I just picture that cross-eyed little fucker standing next to you.
I got to get that picture. Jimmy hasn't seen Bimbo yet from that video because Jimmy was out in Japan last week and we showed it, plugging holes there. So, all right.
Good. And yeah, it is. And real quick, how many years older was he than you?
Who? Bimbo?
Yeah.
Bimbo was maybe 10 years older than I was, maybe something like that. Maybe about 10 years, maybe.
So it's just a perfect, like retarded older brother.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Well, God damn it. I suppose there was some benefit in that. I suppose you'd have to let go of scrotum and figure out what those benefits were. But
so we got Petrocelli. Back to your comment about HPV. Petro says, I knew that guy too, and boy, did he eat a lot. Because your comment about the guy that was maybe eating pussy because he has HPV. Stop! Just stop! Everybody stop! I got a guest we got to bring in here. We got to talk mushrooms.
Oh, the guest is watching all this shit. This is even better.
And he's like, what the hell am I walking?
He's getting out. Right, he's fucking gone. Dude.
Like, I'm wondering, is he going to walk in or is he going to turn around and walk out? Listen, Sophia Grant, stop the madness. Let's set it up. Dr. Fuck. Let's set it up. David M. Porterfield, the NASA scientist who figured out how to grow mushrooms in space and why it could save humanity. I wonder if he's hanging out with Elon right now on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends.
You've been in that meeting where the future gets treated like a cost center. A bold idea gets trimmed, then shelved, then somebody else builds the advantage you were too cautious to keep. In space, that kind of decision has a sharper edge. Food, oxygen, and biology become survival. And somehow, yes, this story runs straight through mushrooms and the moon. Dr. D. Marshall Porterfield goes by Marshall. His work circles one stubborn question: can humans survive beyond Earth? At NASA, Marshall led space life and physical sciences, where life support wasn't theory, it was mission architecture. He originated Gene Lab, opening space biology data so researchers could study what life does when Earth is gone. Today, he still has one foot in the moonshot, leading NASA Leaf Science for Artemis 3. But he also watched America cut bioregenerative life support programs built for deep space. China kept moving. The science America stepped away from is now part of China's lunar outpost strategy. A lot of people would have stopped at the warning. Marshall didn't. Back at Purdue, he turned survival engineering toward fungi. That became mycoponics, hydroponics for mushrooms, built for sterile, precision-controlled cultivation with pharmaceutical-scale consequences. A Purdue lab, a lunar outpost. One question remains: who's actually building survival beyond Earth? Marshall, welcome to the lab. We're very glad to have this conversation with you today.
Hey, Johnny.
Before he comes up, did fucking Sophia turn Amish on us? What's up with the fucking dress?
Hey, so get this, man. NASA spent years building the science to keep humans alive in deep space. And I know you're all about food and all this natural stuff. We're going to have a great conversation today. The oxygen, the food, everything you would need for a real Martian scenario. And then, like we joke on this show, then they cut the whole program. You know who picked it up? The guys over there, China. Yeah, they're now the ones advancing the life support sciences that can decide who owns the moon. And the dude who's going to talk about it with us, Dr. Marshall Porterfield. What's going on, Marshall?
Wow, thanks for that great introduction, summary of what we're doing.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Dude,
right,
I'm so excited to have you here today. Yeah.
Yeah, we're at a critical time right now, and we're all anxiously waiting to see how it's going to unfold, how history is going to turn out. So Chinese have been planning this for a while. This is their 80th anniversary of the Cultural Revolution. So they had that as a calendar point for 20 years, and they're going to make their party.
So Marshall, I got
to ask a question first, if you don't mind. So, Doc, if you could just give us like a snapshot of what you think the next 3 decades will look like with this, just kind of one decade at a time. The next 10 years, B, A, second 10 years block, B, third 10 years. Kind of give us because you've got a vision that none of us really can understand. Give us an idea.
Well, we're still dealing with our transportation and issues, building the space flight architecture, but at the same time, we've been trying to build the habitation architecture and the architecture for really to solve the logistics problem of humans in deep space. It really ultimately comes down to what is the cost of resupply, and can you produce what you need on site in situ, instead of transporting everything. And that shift to bioregenerative systems has really been the main focus of the research I've been doing throughout my entire career. Not just me, there's been a whole community of people that have been involved with the Controlled Ecological Life Support Program at Kennedy Space Center that had led to the Bioplex program, which would have been the first closed human trials of a closed bioregenerative life support system. Wow. And it was supposed to be done at Johnson Space Flight Center. But when that was canceled, those programs were canceled, those facilities were actually demolished.
Wow. So Marshall, I gotta tell you, man. So Keith and Johnny, we do the show, Monday through Friday here. We had some laughter a few weeks ago because while China's out there changing the world, all my friends at NASA and Artemis just busy flying by the moon. Hey, we're flying by it. Hello. I'm like, we're spending all this money just to fly by it. So you, as somebody who's trying to change the world as well, you must have watched that whole incident and go, what the fuck are we doing just flying by saying hello? Like, seriously, Marshall.
Well, I understood it in the context of development of the rocket system. And there are certain, developmental steps you have to test out step by step. And if you go back to the history of even Gemini, where they were testing docking of the capsules in space, just being able to dock, that allowed them to move on to the next technology threshold that they had that you need to buy down. And really, that was one of the things that Jared did when he came in, is he reorganized Artemis and inserted a new mission, Artemis 3, where they would actually test the human landing system before they would actually go to the moon. So we actually have built into more of that architectural development into the current Artemis architecture. So that's our transportation system, but we still need to be able to develop the life support architecture so that we can, deal with the waste we're going to be producing there and produce
when
the
you
nutrients and the food.
So, Doc, you're saying there's no gravity. I can't just get up there, take a dump, and throw it off let it float away into space?
No, there is gravity on the moon. There's 1/6 normal gravity, which is better than microgravity for handling fluids and hydroponic systems, but it's not enough gravity to actually have normal fluid systems like we have here on Earth.
So if you literally were standing on the moon and you took a piss, what would happen to your pee? Where would it go?
Well, it would go down.
Drift away, or would it actually go towards your feet?
It would go down towards your feet, but it would probably some of the particles, the lighter stuff, would tend to float up more. You'd get more aerosols.
Oh, really?
No shit. Hey, so Marshall, Elon recently said, hey, this is going to be awesome. Moon base, the lunar habitat. Hey, Sterling Preston, let's play this clip for us to introduce this conversation with Marshall.
We're going back to the moon, not a visit, a whole base. And Musk co-signed with nothing but American flag. NASA's building a permanent habitat at the moon's south pole. Real crew, science missions. It's the Mars pipeline. If Musk's rockets are landing the crew, who really owns the base? That's the question nobody's asking loud enough.
Comments on this?
Well, that is a question of who is going to build the moon base and how are we going to build it. And part of that is actually to have a test bed where we can validate and test these technologies here on Earth before we actually have crew depending on these systems. Yeah. So we need actually an analog moon base here and then build the copy on.
Oh, so where will they build it? Where will they build it in America, Marshall?
That we don't know. That's one of the things. We don't know what that moon base plan is. We don't know what that architecture for the moon base is. There have been some plans in the past and some development in the past, but those are, not necessarily were originally planning for full bioregenerative systems.
Wow. So, quick question, brother. I was talking about the moon. Why is Elon Musk so interested in Mars?
I think, honestly, because it was the next big goal that everyone, a year ago, 2 years ago, everybody was thinking Mars, the next flag planting, right? There's still really serious issues with spaceflight between Earth and Mars. There's still about a year it would require in transit for a crew in microgravity and deep space radiation, and that's just not feasible right now. Deep space radiation is outside of our technology capability because of our lack of progress over the last 20 years on the ISS, really.
It was very
let's
reality
assume,
check.
let's assume that somehow that was bypassed. Is there something about Mars itself that interests him more than doing the moon?
I think having a second home, a planetary home for humanity, was really the other reason he is cited for his focus on Mars. Was really, it would be a second home for humanity, and protecting humanity in case there's an asteroid that hit the Earth. We'd have another planet that we were already living on. I think that was really part of that focus.
But the reality, Marshall, you said, and it's funny because I've been following this as well, is that the science has somewhat revealed itself that going there is really not technologically capable right now. So it's about resetting the goals. Let's set it at the moon while we continue to learn to go over here. But I want to continue what brought you here, which is around mushrooms and mycoponics. And dude, you have said that bioregenerative life support programs like Bliss and CELS, and I'd like you to talk about those with us, and that NASA cut those programs, but yet they're now the centerpiece of China's lunar outpost. And there's a race happening right now. Dude, that's a serious statement to say that we've cut it and now they're doing it, and it's like nobody's really not doing much about it. So make it simple for Keith and John, a couple dummies over here. What did America actually give up, and is it too late to get it back?
Well, it's not too late. If we make the right investments now, we could actually, we've proven in the past, in the 1960s, that we can do the impossible in a short period of time. If we remove the stops and we really focus on what those goals are, and we do it in a methodical way, and we know how to do it, we did it once, and now we can go back and just really extend our ability to stay there. And that really does involve activating these bioregenerative technologies that have not been fully supported and funded in the past by NASA because of they limited budget and competing priorities, commercializing low Earth orbit, and it's now we actually have a mission. And even up until about 6 months ago, we didn't have this statement that we're going to build a moon base. Even about a year ago, it was really, we're just going to go back to the moon and then do a Mars mission. So they were already talking about pivoting to a Mars mission, but we really need to set up a habitat there and stay and learn how to live in deep space, because that's our outpost and beyond low Earth orbit, beyond the Van Allen belts and that deep space radiation. We need to build habitats, shelters, learn about life in that radiation environment. But we're also moving outside of the Van Allen belts for really the first time. If you go back and look at the Apollo missions, the 19 men who did those missions, those are the only individuals who've actually been in deep space. Everyone else has been within the Van Allen belts, within low Earth orbit on the ISS.
Yeah.
So they don't receive the same level of radiation. So if you look at the crew who spent 6 months on the ISS versus the crew who spent 6 days on average in Apollo, the Apollo crew have 5 to 6 times higher levels of cardiovascular disease and poor health outcomes from those missions.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. So I want to go back. So bioregenerative life support. So Marshall, simplifying that's essentially allowing us to eat food and live. I'm really trying to simplify this. So is that what?
Yeah.
What is bioregenerative life support?
We're part of an ecosystem here on Earth where plants recycle the CO2 we breathe and produce oxygen. They transpire water that can be recovered in pure form. So we can actually use plants as part of that as a bioregenerative recycling system to regenerate the atmosphere and also produce food. But then, we've got to look at the inedible portions of the plants, how to recycle that. On Earth, we do that with fungi and bacteria.
Yeah.
So that's why recycling systems are so important for regenerating the nutrients that you need for hydroponics. Yeah. But also, too, fungi are producing critical nutrients, critical B vitamins that are part of the ecosystem that we require for our diet. B vitamins that are really important for reactive oxygen species stress responses, which is really what we're going to see in radiation. These are the vitamins that you need to protect you from radiation.
And what you're essentially saying is that all that technology and research shut down in America, picked up over in China. So in theory, that research and technology to allow humans to live, that research is gone. We don't have it anymore.
Well, we don't have that capability. We haven't demonstrated that. We basically built all that technology up with the cells program, and we canceled it right when we were getting ready to do the human trials. And then China was able just to pick that up. And when they completed it, they called it the Beijing Lunar Palace. And they were able to prove that they could keep a crew of 4 sustained for a year in a completely closed system. So now they've tested that on the ground. They know that they can do that on the ground. Now they're going to try to do it in space.
Wow. So mycoponics, break it down for Keith and Johnny simply, has to do with mushrooms, fungi. Talk about it.
Hydroponics for mushrooms. It's really hydroponics, growing plants without soil. That's really what we've done. We've been able to create an interface where we could grow mushrooms without soil or substrate. We use a liquid nutrient media, and we use a ceramic interface where we can provide the nutrients to. The fungi live in that interface, and they can grow and produce mushrooms and mycelium. Really, we're looking at the mycelial products because that's where, turns out 18% of all of our pharmaceuticals come from fungal mycelial exudates. So this is actually a drug production platform, and it allows us to do continuous drug production. And so we're not only going to be producing food and important nutrition for the crew, we're going to be able to have an astro pharmacy basically on the shelf with all the different mycelial lines. And when you need a particular drug for the crew members, you could take that out, activate it, grow it on the mycoponics, and then basically make tea or just take the exudate itself as the drug. We're producing lovastatin right now as a commercial pharmaceutical using mycoponics.
So Johnny, I'm kind of intrigued by it. So are you saying like the mycoponics mushrooms are, I don't know.
It sounds like some of these really high-tech weed growers.
Yeah.
Don't they do that? And, like once it became legalized in certain places and all these guys and all their science shit, don't they grow marijuana with that soil too?
Hydroponics. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So actually that's what I worked on when I did my PhD. I worked on hydroponic technologies for, space flight applications, but a lot of that's been adopted by indoor growing community for cannabis. We actually developed the first LED lighting systems at that time for plants.
Yeah. You guys are basically the reason that we've got this massive.
That's a spinoff. That's the spinoff, right? NASA's doing the difficult thing, trying to build a system to go to space. And in the process, we build technology has application back here on Earth. Yeah. We spun off the entire controlled environment agriculture industry.
Wow, that's crazy. It's just a little snippet of how when a new technology is put into play, it can be used any direction. It's all about the user. How does he want to use it for good or for bad?
And so the hydroponic technologies that we were developing then, working with some of the early hydroponics with potatoes, led to commercial cloning technology that they use today, where they create all the potato starts for the potatoes that go in the field come from hydroponic technologies derived from NASA.
No kidding.
So McDonald's every year they had their special potatoes.
Yeah. Interesting.
I didn't know their French fries actually had potatoes in it.
So back to mushrooms, Marshall. Is it fair for me to say I'm going to make a statement?
What kind of mushrooms are we talking about? Mushrooms you put in an omelet or mushrooms you take to get fucked up?
I think all kind of fungi is what I'm thinking about here. Like I'm just thinking. So in terms of Marshall,
food, pharma, and materials, we're actually growing mycelial leather.
Yeah.
So we've got a 3D myco leather we're growing. We can grow.
That's really.
Wow.
So mushrooms, in some ways, I'm gonna use like a word loaded in hyperbole, but like a super plant, Marshall. It can do very, very versatile.
Yeah, if you really stop to think about everything that fungi do for us in our ecosystems as part of our life, indirectly let alone what we built into, technologies derived from fungi. Like I said, 18% of our pharmaceuticals, our FDA approved pharmaceuticals, come from fungi today.
Really? No shit. That's interesting as hell.
And they specifically come from the exudates from the mycelium, which is what we're producing with our mycoponic system, essentially.
So then, Marshall, being a fungi, is it fungi or fungi? Apologies for how's it said? Is it?
It depends on which, I guess, side of the pond you're on. I don't know which.
I'm over here north. Oh, look at that! What is that?
I was gonna say he's leaning down to get something really cool for us to look at. Is what I was thinking.
This is one of my mycoponics tubes that I just keep in my office and play with.
Of course.
And this one's called mycelia. This is probably one of the oldest cultivated fungi to be in this form, growing in its final adult form. In terms of a cultivated fungi, usually, with the bag culture or petri dish culture, they only grow them for a few weeks or a month at the most. Right?
What's in the top there?
That's a nutrient media. So we've developed a complete mycoponic nutrient formula, just like a hydroponic complete nutrient media, like Hoagland and Arnon solution, but it's for mushrooms. So we're feeding that in, and this is the exudate system here, and it's really just dripping off the drugs into this fluid here.
Dude, this is fucking cool, man. This is super cool. I'm nerding out right now. So what would be a practical use of that other than research? Or maybe there is nothing practical, Marshall. It's just more of a research thing.
Drug manufacturing.
Yeah, simple as that.
Yeah, so just make bigger tubes, and then when they start creating these exudates, it's going to be like a pharmaceutical waterfall.
Really? So then
we're actually scaling this up now to produce lovastatin.
Wow. So then you would not be surprised then at the state. So as a fungi expert, you would not be surprised then at the state of the world on its acceptance with psilocybins and magic mushrooms and so forth. Like, you're probably sitting back. I'm making some assumptions here, going, finally the fucking world caught up to everything I've known for a long time.
Yeah, it seems like it's good momentum right now for our research.
Yeah. Wow. Dude,
I love real quick. I just got to point out when he's talking about the progress they're making.
Yeah.
That was a very, very genuine smile. You see that? You can see the joy behind that. That's really cool, brother.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, here's a good place to go then, Johnny. So there's a personal development angle to all this, Johnny. That does not get talked enough about. So Marshall, you set audacious goals when those institutions cannot keep up with the vision. So, you got all these big goals. Institutions are cutting things that you have no control over. How have you, Marshall Porterfield, personally managed that gap between where because I can see your enthusiasm, that smile like Johnny called out. How do you manage the gap between where the science is going, where you want to go, then there's funding, then there's policy, and there's public attention, and then all that conflict, Marshall?
Yeah, no, it's challenging. And it's also challenging to be in academia.
Yes.
And also dealing with intellectual property. I've had some experiences in the past where I've written grants and the grant gets turned down, but yet that technology becomes commercialized somewhere else someday.
Yeah.
My ideas. So I don't get permission to do it, but someone else takes the idea. Dude. In the peer review process. So that's why when I came up with the idea of mycoponics, I didn't write any grants, and I really did it myself. I funded it myself.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that way I knew that once I got the intellectual property to the level that we could file it, I'd be able to file that, and with the goal of being able to have that commercial process, be able to endow my research in the future.
Dude, we're talking to a full-blown, true crusader here.
We're talking to a savage, Johnny. Yes. John, I love this guy too, is that we joke all the time. So Marshall, we joke on the show often. Some guy has an idea, wants to start a business. First thing he does is he goes and spends a bunch of money getting lawyers rich by doing LLCs and getting everything set up. And then he never sells anything. They go, I started my business, but didn't do anything about it. Johnny, this guy here, he's like, fuck all the institutions. I'm going to go spend some money and go and make something that nobody.
He's like, I'm gonna hide with this, and I'm gonna make sure that I get this before I reveal the really cool shit that I just developed.
I love it, man. This guy's savage, Marshall Porterfield. Hey, Marshall, quick question. I know we got to get you out of here quickly here. A couple questions from the community, if you may. Maybe you can answer this one, maybe you can't. Jess comes in and says, how much psychology is necessary to remain in space? Life support is important, but can we mentally handle it? Marshall.
Oh yeah, that's a big part of crew selection and training, and it's also an interesting aspect of the plant research we had done in the past. Is that the crew who've worked with us on doing these experiments have always been thankful that they've gotten that experience to work with the plants, because getting that in space, it somehow really nurtures them and provides them with a connection back to Earth, back to something living. A lot of astronauts have set up their own little plant growth experiments and played around with plants in space. Scott Kelly in his one-year mission, he really did a great job with growing the marigolds. We had a problem with the watering system, and there was a little bit of like some mold growing. He was able to really take that over, and really it was because he nurtured the individual plants that he was able to get them to survive and flower. So really the plant aspect is going to be something that's going to be contributing to that psychological support system for the crew. And that's really, a big part of how we're looking at the whole integration of crew into an ecosystem, because really that's really where we have to engineer these bioregenerative systems as from an ecosystems approach, because we on Earth, we're part of this continuum where our gut is continuous with the soil and back. We need to make sure those connections are there in space in these engineered systems.
Fascinating stuff. Johnny, we're wrapping up with Marshall. Any closing comments for Marshall? Johnny?
Honestly, brother, it was great speaking with you, but more importantly, I want to thank you for making what you're talking about understandable for those that don't have your knowledge base.
Yeah. Well said, John. Yeah, 100%, Johnny. Marshall, it's so good to have you, brother. I hope you. So I'm suspecting you didn't know what you were walking into. You were in the green room, and I saw you having some laughter with us. And on behalf of John and our entire community here, I want to thank you as well, man. You made it simple. You made it understandable for us, because I know when I was nerding in, walking to the lab today, I saw my notes. I was like, whoa! But dude, you're awesome, man. I hope you'll come back sometime and hang out with us again.
Yeah, sounds great, man. Thanks for that compliment. That's a great compliment for an educator, because I'm always trying to make sure I can, slow my brain down and change gear and. Talk to
your brother. You did it beautifully. Because see, I'm the big dummy, so I'm the big dummy filter. If I understand it, everybody else is going to understand it. So you did a great job.
All right.
There you go. So Marshall, your day is set. You can accomplish nothing for the rest of the day. You've made the big dummy understand what you had to say. That's perfect, there, brother.
Sounds good.
Dr. Marshall Porterfield this morning on Mornings in the Lab with Keith and John. Lots of love from me and Johnny, from the entire team to you. Enjoy your day, okay, brother?
Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you very much.
All right. Marshall's out of here. We're going to do a lifestyle tip with Anderson, come back and reset hour 2. And I believe the bullshit professor himself is joining us, Dr. John Petricelli. What a fun chat with Marshall Porterfield. Let's get after it, brother. Let's get after it.
All right, this one's going to be short and sweet if I don't fuck it up. Let's see if I can not pull a Keith on my own fucking saying. All right. If you do what you want, you're only going to achieve what you need. If you execute what you need, you're going to get much of what you want. So ask yourself a question. What are you doing? What are you executing? Because it's real simple. Choose hard things, and your life will be what you want it to be. Rock and roll.
Yes, Johnny didn't mess it up. What is it? Never waste a good tragedy? I don't know. I always mess up Johnny's shit. Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to hour 2 of Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends, we just wrapped up an incredible conversation with Marshall Porterfield, the doctor from Nassau, the mushroom professor, the mushroom doctor. Great chat. I don't want to wreck it. Go back and listen to the last 30. It was really good. It was nothing like we've done here on the show, and we'll have Porterfield back. Coming up, Petro, Dr. John Petricelli, we're going to get into the executive martyr, why you manufacture chaos. Are you the guy that walks into a meeting and just fucking creates chaos? I'm going to ask Petro why. Why do we have executive martyrs? Why do we have leaders that are like, yeah, I'm the fucking man? And then everything goes sideways. Plus, I got a bunch of other fun things to go through the next 30 minutes with myself, Anderson, and Petro. We got things like, somebody asked Gene Simmons if he had an opinion on it. I'm going to share it with you. We got a Florida sheriff. Yeah, that guy. He's got some funny shit. And then, Jimmy, I got something on there. What the fuck is that? Coming up, hour 2, the executive martyr. Why would you manufacture craziness? Oh, yeah. We got the other guy out there in the community as well. His name is Dwayne, the token boomer himself. Dwayne Whitaker is out there in the community. And Jess, thank you. Yes, that was a great conversation we had. All right, Maddie, I see you out there, brother. Good morning, everybody. Hey, listen, hour 2, it starts right now.
You're always busy because being needed feels like oxygen. If the team runs fine without you, you feel invisible. So you manufacture fires, then you play hero. Chaos becomes proof you matter, even when it costs everyone. You call it standards, but it is control. You bottleneck decisions, so nobody can win without your permission. Then you say you have no time for health or family. You are not out of time. You are addicted to urgency. If everything is critical, nothing is leadership. You are building a business that panics because your ego needs emergencies. Build systems that run without you. Document it, delegate it, train it. The fear you feel is your real problem.
All right. There he is. The starry master.
Oh.
Are you in space?
What's up?
How are you, brother? Good to see you, pal. What's shaking?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm all about Marshall Porterfield. That was fantastic. Yeah, you've definitely got to have him on. That I think that sounded like introduction to at least the 10-volume set of.
So can I be honest? I had a moment in my head. I thought to myself, should I keep Porterfield around with me and Petro? But then I thought to myself, Anderson and Billis are going to not know what the fuck's going on if we have Petro and Porterfield conversing about mushrooms. But yes, I think we got to have that guy back. Good morning, Lauren. I see you, baby. I love you lots. Petro Porterfield was great. What jumped out with you with him? One thing.
I wouldn't have anything to say. I just wanted to listen. And
I know.
He's been doing this research. It looks like for a very long time, and seems to have volumes of sort of frontline information.
Yes.
About the future.
Yes.
So I was just blown away.
Yeah, and Johnny, you asked the best question, man, because I was like you. I thought he did a really good job dumbing it down for us. Like I thought I understood it, basically how he explained it, Johnny. So I'm really glad that you articulated that way and clearly you hit a nerve with him because he's like, thank you for that, because he did a great job explaining it to us, I thought.
Well, I mean, someone that is
that kind of
someone's got a knowledge base like him, but can't convey it to the people around him. What good is it?
Well, well said. So let's get into this one. Petro, today's big topic. Keith and John have been around guys, and you have been around guys, the big leader, but then they walk into the room and all they do is create chaos. What's up with that? The executive martyr. Why certain people
Hold on real quick. I thought it was just a piss, but it was a dump. Just give me like a couple of quick minutes.
Get out of here. Go to space and have a dump and see what happens. But Petro, why is that? Why are there some dudes that just do nothing but manufacture chaos?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sometimes this is the what we call the executive martyr. Sometimes that's confused with the control freak sort of complex. Okay. It's actually there's quite a bit of overlap between the control freak and the executive martyr, but they differ in their motivations and their core beliefs. So the executive martyr is actually driven by sort of guilt and a desire for validation. So I must suffer for my organization or I guess I have to do everything myself kind of attitude, because they tend to see themselves as sort of a victim of circumstances, who must carry the burden for the organization, which this is almost never true. It's actually quite the contrary.
Yeah.
The control freak just happens to believe that there's no one that can do it as well as I can. And they're actually driven by a fear of failure.
So I want to get in here because I would think my perception of the executive martyr is full of bullshit. And I'm serious, because they're believing their own bullshit, because everything in that person's world is bullshit.
Yeah, that's why I said that's almost never true. So sometimes the control freak, in the control freak situations, sometimes that's very true. And sometimes they are the only competent person in the room. The smaller you get within an organization, it's more likely to be,
of course,
to be true.
Yes.
But the control freak wants absolute dominance over everything, to try to ensure perfection. The executive martyr will sometimes construct problems kind of out of thin air, because they're actually driven by this need for self-validation. So if there is no problem, then there's nothing to solve, and their role is irrelevant, right?
Well, and that's why I was eager to have this chat with you, because I have found people we've all found people in our world that chase drama. I would say chasing bullshit. It's like, because when we bullshit, we just make shit up, we talk, we go around, and it's like, oh, there's that guy there making fucking drama, just chasing bullshit again. You follow me? Like that's the thing, isn't it? Like that's actually a thing, no?
Well, to create it, to play a role is important. Otherwise, there's no need for you, right? So,
right.
The executive martyr, that it's not that they consciously kind of thinking, let me see what problem do I need to confabulate here today. No, it's just that's just their mode. They assume like that every minor thing is a cue to a major problem that must be solved. So
then does that go to that? Then does that lead to the cliche of, I'll go with you here. Oh, there's just Petro believing his own bullshit again, right? Believing that he's so important that he needs to be here to solve the problems. Is that when that cycle happens?
Yes, because I alone can save the company.
Oh yeah,
I alone, and
yes,
it's like I said, it's quite the contrary. It's a toxic mindset.
Yeah,
it's that basically destroys any strategic vision that the rest of the team may have or the company may have. Right, sort of bottlenecks kind of teamwork, to sort of make decisions. Only by passing them through the martyr, the executive martyr, And
this is fascinating to me because, not to make this political, I want to stand back and just kind of process statements here, but it's like how the administration operates perhaps today. Like I'll hear statements from the administration, from the executive in charge, where only I can solve what's happening in Iran, or only I can, and that's very much the executive martyr, isn't it? It's believing your own bullshit.
Yeah, there's definitely shadows of that, especially when someone says that you're welcome, or you can thank me later, or so there's definitely shadows of the executive martyr and this sort of underlying belief that I alone can save the world, I alone can save this company, I'm the savior. And so when you lock into that role, there's quite a bit of an attempt to develop problems that actually are not there.
John, you've been around guys, you can smell their bullshit who manufacture chaos, they think they're the end all be all. And I'm suspecting and I'm just going to be frank, I'm suspecting you have no tolerance for it. Anderson, you see a guy who's a bullshitter, you're like, I got no time for that guy. Am I correct?
Yeah. Well, I mean, usually what comes with that is a lot of fucking wasted time.
Yes.
And it's almost like become, my want or my drive to protect my time has almost become a little bit too much, like it's like sometimes creates the anxiety in me, So, and that's just keeping those people out. So in many cases, I just want to acknowledge, because now if I acknowledge, I've accepted.
Oh yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Well, then, Petro, here's the other side of this executive martyr thing, which is the martyr saying, "I don't have time," right? Which does that just break down it's the lack of time? Like, it's basically masking my lack of priorities. Like, I'm kind of like I don't know how to prioritize shit, so I just say I don't have time.
I was gonna say nobody has a problem with time.
Well, yeah,
a problem with priority.
Yes, that becomes a martyr in itself, though, Anderson. Because if I keep telling you that, you're saying to me, this guy just can't figure his shit out.
And you hear somebody use a person uses the word I'm busy.
Yes.
Average people are busy.
Yes. Yeah.
Busy doing a lot of fucking nothing.
Got to be accomplishing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Petro.
Yeah. The few studies on executive martyrdom that actually show pretty high rates of burnout, because executive martyrs, they're just running around trying to solve all of these real problems and the fictitious problems, and they actually perceive they have very little time. They're working 24/7 because they're trying to put out all of these, the actual fires, but also the fires that they've sort of fabricated within their minds. So they're actually feeling quite overloaded, and there's really high rates of burnout among these individuals. But I think you both have talked about people that have wanted to hire you or wanted to work with you, yes, or wanted you to work for them, that they basically said that you don't really have to do anything, right? Like, I've got the plan. I've got, I just kind of need you on my team, but you don't really have to do anything. Working for executive martyrs can actually be quite profitable and great, because you could work with 5 or 6 of them at a time, right? Because you really won't have to do anything, right? Because they've already delegated everything to themselves, because they're the savior. They're going to be saving everything. So these can be fantastic people to actually work for, as long as you don't feel as though you need to, actually do any work, because they're going to do everything, similar to the control freak.
Yeah, when you put it that way, it's actually quite fascinating, right? Go work for the martyr, because he's just going to fucking pay you a lot of cash. You're not going to have to do nothing for the guy.
Yeah, I think there are people that I don't know what kind of complex you would call it, but yes, but they actually seek out the control freaks and the executive martyrs, because they've learned that, gee, I don't really have to do much of anything, and I'll still get a paycheck. So,
and I just got to keep this guy happy.
What a fucking meager existence that would be.
Absolutely.
My fucking goal is to go find one of these fuckers so that I can just sit down and not do shit.
Just stroke his ego. Essentially, Anderson, stroke the guy's fucking ego to keep him happy, to keep it collect a paycheck. That's horrible.
It's like a glorified fucking security guard.
I call it a loser. Yeah. Hey, let's shift gears. So I know Anderson likes a treat, and his treat is usually a non-sugared pop. I believe that's what he likes to have, like a non-sugar pop. Every now and then he'll have like a soda that has no sugar in it. And I enjoy having a Coke Zero. I got an interesting little clip here that shows, guys, check this out. Did you know? Hey Jim, let's run this clip, man. This guy boiled real Coca-Cola with Coke Zero to show us the difference of what's actually in it itself, and you'll see here
in the fucking pan.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. What's left in the pan. So I used to do this when I'd boil cocaine to see what was left and what wasn't pure. And I'm kidding, but so, yeah, a little bit of
soda. You never fucking know what you fuckers were doing out on the funny farms.
Hey, okay. Listen, have we tried it? Yeah, you put a little bit of cocaine, you put a little baking soda, and you boil it up, and you have a little bit of crack left, and that's how it works. But
that's why the George Foreman grill did so well, because there were fucking then in the hood there was 4 or 5 of those per household.
But you saw there what was left there right at the end there. I don't know if you guys saw the clip there. It was gross. All that sugar syrup at the end there, right? It just shows you what's left and what's not left. Like, look at the end.
Well, the crazy part about that is, to some people, that looks fucking appetizing.
Yes. Yeah. That's exactly it. That's exactly. Hey, do you guys remember dude wipes or pipe wipe dude wipes? The product that after you're done having sex, you clean up after. So I was introduced.
No, I don't remember anything about these.
Oh, you don't?
No.
We had a guy from Shark Tank yesterday on the show, Johnny. Jimmy, let's run this clip with Mark Cuban. A little epic spot here. Mark invested.
Yeah, we have him here.
Yeah. Dude Wipes killed it.
That was your biggest.
No, have you heard of Beatbox Beverages?
Yeah. That one bigly.
Yeah, no, it's big on college campuses and killing it, right? So I gave them $1 million for 33% of the company, and I've been diluted now, but they just did a fundraising at $200 million.
Wow.
Beatbox Beverage will do, Dude Wipes will do 150 million in revenue this year. I think I gave them 250 grand for 20% of the company. Wow. And they're worth, a couple $100 million now. Wow. So no, I'm good. I'm straight. No, I haven't turned that into cash, on a valuation basis,
Dude Wipes is a product that you clean your shaft when you're done the business, right? I was introduced, Johnny, you'll get this. So me and Maurice were introduced to a company about 20 years ago called Pipe Wipes. I remember at a restaurant, this guy invited us in. He's like, yeah, I got a product to show you guys. It was like hand wipes, but for our penis, called Pipe Wipes. And we were going to invest in it, but his branding, and he was kind of all over the planet. He didn't go anywhere with it. So Pipe Wipes didn't go anywhere. Dude Wipes, which I just showed you, Cuban invested in, a multi-$100 million company. And all it is, guys, is wet wipes. It's wet wipes, Johnny, that we use our kids. It's wet wipes. Mm-hmm. Repackaged in a repackage to call it Dude Wipes, and that's as simple as that. Fucking multi-$100 million business. Talk about packaging and marketing right there. Just to men.
Yeah.
Dude Wipes.
Yeah, that's all it is wet wipes. But I think they talked about wiping down the shaft.
Yes.
So as to sort of like, hey, yeah, these are Dude Wipes, but
yes,
I highly recommend any wet wipes as opposed to smearing.
Well,
just
my fucking first smearing is if you feel like you got to fucking wipe it off, maybe you should fucking pick a better hole.
And if it's that bad, why not just take a shower?
Well, I was gonna say, but I mean, it's just pick a fucking hole that you can't wait to wipe the fucking goo off of. Jesus Christ!
You know who I also liked? Who I was? Jesus, Anderson. We got Gene Simmons dropping some words of wisdom this morning. If you're asked this weekend a question that you don't want to answer, Gene Simmons has given you the great reason how you can answer it. He's asked, "Hey, let's Jimmy, let's run this clip with Gene."
Are you supportive of the way he's handling the office? Why do you care? I'd be interested to see what you think, and you've known him for all
nonsense. It's all clickbait. When I was first starting to vote, there used to be a curtain, and you voted anonymously, and you voted your conscience. And nowadays, people want to know who you're voting for. What the fuck business is anybody's business? That's why person.
I love Gene Simmons because he just drops it raw. He's like, who the fuck am I and who do you care? Like, leave me alone. And Johnny here reminds me of you because I love you because he's just like, who the fuck should you ask me how I'm going to vote? I'm just going to vote how I want to vote, right? And he's just pulling it out there like he should be pulling it out there, you know?
Well, he's clearly taking a stance against what's going on.
Well, that too. Yeah, that too. Hey, Jimmy, WTF is this, man? What the fuck is this here? We got something funny this morning for the boys. What's going on here, Jimmy? Check this out, guys. So Johnny, this here. Listen, John, would you say at least the guy's moving, or would you kind of go, what the fuck, man? A recumbent bike. So I looked at that and I'm like, really? So yes, so watch this. You know exactly what he's going to do. Petro, would you use it?
I don't know if I'd use it, but that's
what it fucking takes to move. What do you think, Petro? If that's what it takes to move, you know?
Yeah, that's better than nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely, I understand where you're coming from, Keith.
Yes.
There's no question about it. I mean, but are you really that tied up?
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Like, are you really that tied up where you can't fucking get up from your desk for a few minutes because now you're going to put it there?
Well, you see, here's the thing. If we were to fast forward and if we could get in a time machine, we want 60 days ahead. That motherfucker will be parked just to the right of that desk.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will.
Well, we could market that to the executive martyrs. They'll buy it. They're busy.
Well, and hey, before you guys, so Jimmy, let's run this Florida sheriff, man. I got to get this Florida sheriff up here in Canada because this guy's, look at this guy.
Trend. You know, takeovers, going into restaurants, trashing places, meeting up, driving crazy. Listen, that's not going to work in Polk County. There's a whole lot of laws that not only hold juveniles responsible, adults responsible, but parents responsible for your children's conduct, to include juvenile curfews. Now, summer's coming, and we want the kids to have a good time and a fun time. They worked hard in the school this year. We don't want them to start next year with a criminal arrest record. But I'll guarantee you,
something tells me those fucking kids didn't work hard in school this year.
This guy, Johnny. So this is the Polk County sheriff, and I guess there's a bunch of these ridiculous teen behaviors happening in the county. So he felt the need to have this public address to the community, basically saying, parents and teens, like, come on, sharpen up. Yeah. And here's the Petro, Johnny. Why don't we have more leaders like that fucking addressing people? Because everybody's so kind and so soft. This guy's coming saying, listen, if you be Johnny, when my kids were growing up, I drove them by the jails. I said, if you misbehave, you're going to jail. That's how society works. It's as simple as that. And this sheriff seems to be the same way.
I can't say I ever drove by the jail and played that card, but it was just kind of assumed that, you know, we just did what we needed to do. We were going to go to college, you know, we were going to eat properly. It was just the standard of life in our house. But I mean, bottom, when it comes down to it, whatever it is that gets the message across, great fucking job for parenting the way it should be, brother.
You're going to go to jail if you misbehave, Petro. Hey, Jimmy, you got some vintage for us to show on the screen this morning. What are we learning back? Oh yeah, there's that was me learning how to. So that was Johnny roller skating. I don't think Johnny roller skated back in the day. I suspect he wasn't roller skating. Petro, do you think you?
No, I did. Roller skating was a fucking hot thing, dude.
Oh yeah,
California. Yeah, I mean that's.
They had this one roller. It was, I can't remember what it was called. It was like a roller rink, and they had like it was there all the time. Meaning there was a fair outside, and it was never stopped. And on the left side of the roller rink, when you walked in, it had one of these. So you were actually going like you were going like through a set of rollers.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah,
which made it much more challenging.
We got
that'll get you good.
We got our token boomer here in the community saying, bring back the scared straight. Yes. Well, that's what it was me, Matt. Said my kids, if you misbehave, you're going to jail. It's as simple as that. You can't misbehave, you're going to go to jail. Going from jail to committed. Johnny, before you get out of here, quickly check out this segment, man. Look at the commitment of this fellow. Watch how fast this happens. Like, look at.
He's practicing, yeah.
And he got everybody twice.
Look at the speed of Anderson. Watch his speed.
Well, dude, no shit. He didn't get him once. He got him twice. You see that? He got everybody twice.
Yeah. So what when I found this Anderson to show to you, two things struck me. He was close, like it was close. It was a close counter shooting thing, right? So, but the speed of how he got it out and how close he was to you, that was the point of the clip here.
Yeah. Remember the super chubby karate guy that you showed? Working out in his back. I think his movements are a lot like that.
Super chubby guy. Yes, I do remember that guy. Okay, Petro and Johnny, I got something funny. Before you guys go.
Hey, John, before you go, Snoop just offered a blunt to a uniformed security guard like it was a breath mint. And the guard didn't hesitate, took a hit like it was part of the employee orientation. Step 1, secure the perimeter. Step 2, get high. Then he goes full I'm off the clock speed run. Badge off, shirt off. Suddenly he's just a dude in a t-shirt vibing. That's not a security guard anymore. That's Snoop's unofficial HR department. You're promoted to civilian. Congratulations. Here's your smoke break. The caption's right. When a legend hands you the offer, saying no feels impossible. Like you'd get written up by the universe for disrespect. You don't want that kind of social paperwork. Hey, John, do you think that guard quit? Or did he just find the one workplace policy nobody reads and weaponize it?
Two things struck me right out of the gate. was that real? What the guy? I mean, granted, took the bump off the blunt, but then just started unclothing like he was ready for that to happen.
No. So whether that was real or staged, I thought it was pretty humorous because you got the guard standing there just like, well, what's the saying? When in Rome, he's like, well, I guess I'm hanging out with Snoop. I guess I better take his pull, right? So because
like, if that's real, he just gave his job away.
Well, that's exactly it. Yeah.
And then the second thing that got me was we're on these fucking scooters that are barely going fast enough to keep for us to balance, but we're all head down like we're going 200 miles an hour.
So listen, Johnny,
with those fat wheels too.
But here's the thing, Anderson. I got
no motor and no battery.
But here's the thing, Anderson. I got a note from Jimmy while the clip was playing. I could see him frantically typing. Before John makes a comment again, you can rent these in San Diego. So these are actually real. They're fat tire scooters in San Diego, 100% electric. Johnny, I have no idea where the battery is. They have a top speed of 20 miles per hour. And
so it must be under the foot plate. I thought the foot plate was a little thick.
Yeah. Jimmy, throw that image on the screen if you can there, pal. I think that's exactly where it is, Anderson, is right underneath. But they're all over San Diego, apparently.
Well, then, Jimmy, give us fucking 20 miles an hour, not 4. I mean, we're barely fucking able to balance on these motherfuckers.
Maybe I wonder if the batteries and the magnets are in the wheels.
Oh, yeah, it could be that too. Yeah. Fascinating technology.
Yeah, I guess it's not on the foot plate, is it?
No, I can't really see where it is, but however they've done it, it's pretty slick. Yeah. Hey, do you guys remember Sandra Bullock? On this day 30 years ago, this thing happened. This is crazy, man, because she launched the movie The Net, and she launched it by going to www.thenet. This is actually real footage from 30 years ago, guys, when she was going to a computer to type in www to go look at her fucking computer called The Net, like the show The Net. And like we now, like, John, we're not doing this. Like, you and I aren't friends. We're not partners. We're not building a business without this fucking clip happening. Like, think about that for a second. We don't know Petro. When you strip it back, none of what we are doing here exists if this isn't happening. That's actual truth right there. That's old school.
Yeah, that does seem so long ago.
That's so old school.
Look at that fucking monitor just blinking away because it's having a hard time keeping up with those terrible graphics coming up.
Well, that's the helicopter illusion there, because you've got the refresh rate on those monitors were slower.
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh man. Hey, Petro, Anderson, what do you got going on this week? And if you guys heard earlier, I was giggling. I got my daughter's dance recital today at 5:15 to go to. Shoot me. But I love every dad out there will say that. But anyways, what do you got going on this weekend, guys? Johnny, Petro, what do you got?
Just working on judgment and the business of decision making.
Nice, your book. Yeah, there you go.
That's all.
Well, I've got some the first part of the day is my normal jam, and then I have a meeting with my programmers at 12:30. Then after that, Terry and I are going to pick up the grandson's quad, and then we're going to go.
Are you serious? Yeah.
And then we're going to go have some sushi.
Oh yeah. Oh, you're getting the quad today, the one you bought a couple weeks ago, and that's awesome. When's he going to get it, Johnny? When's he physically going to receive it?
He'll be here, I think, on like the 2nd of July.
Fuck, that's cool, man. That's so cool. That's really cool. Awesome.
John he's always having fun.
I think so. Yeah. Anderson, I'm glad you're feeling better by the end of the week, man. Man, you were hell by midweek, brother. Woo, you were hell.
Yeah, it was a doozy, man. It was the thing that was kind of like we talked about. It was very out of the norm, you know. It was like I thought I knew what it was, but there was so many pieces of the puzzle it didn't fit. I was like, well, fuck, I'm getting better. That's what's important. So just fucking ride the wave.
Well, Petra, I remember your comment. Was it Wednesday or Tuesday? JA looks like hell, or whatever it was, because he was hell, man. I was like, get the hell out of here, man.
I went and slept almost the whole fucking day after that.
Yeah.
Without the cigar, he did.
He totally did. Yeah. It was like something's not right here without the cigar. It's exactly it.
The cigar. I was like, you know what? I'm because I thought it was nausea. I was just nauseous all fucking day. I was like, I'm not taking any chances on anything, man, because going into a couple of dry heaving phases, it's terrible. nothing to come up, right? And you're just, I don't know. There's nothing. Your body's just rejecting something. I have no fucking idea what it was rejecting. But
when you go for sushi today, that sounds good for me. Sushi, fuck, I love sushi.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Oh yeah, awesome. All right, boys. Well, listen, I thoroughly enjoyed our time together today. Great conversation with the three of us. A lot of fun with Porterfield. Petro, great week of guests on the show here this week as well.
Another great week.
Yeah, 100%.
Fantastic. Yeah, Nick yesterday, Marshall today. Forcelli early on the week.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Johnny missed Forcelli because he was ill that day. Oh, Johnny, that was going with our ATF agent, the whistleblower. Some crazy shit happening over there, too. We're going to have to get him back. Some good stuff there. So, all right.
How did you get along without me?
I figured it out. I did the best that I could, and I looked for Petro's good questions in the comments there, and I did the best that I could.
Everybody must have been fucking bored to death.
Oh, it was horrible. Anderson, fuck off. Get out of here.
Have a good live, my brothers.
I love you, boys. See you later, pal. All right.
Love you guys.
Love you, pal. All right, guys are out of here. See you, Petro. Beautiful. The boys are out of here. You're left with just me, Jimmy, Kai, somebody we call Neiman. Oh, hey, and we got the token boomer here. Yes, Dwayne Whitaker is still here, too. The new name, Token Boomer. Yeah, Token Boomer. Yeah, Dwayne Whitaker hanging out with us this morning on Mornings in the Lab with Keith John. So here's the thing, though. The Token Boomer has all the love. Here's why I think the Token Boomer has the fucking best spot in the entire lab. Let's all just pause for a second, nation. So the Token Boomer, there he is. He's standing over like this. Just look at me. Yeah, he's aged. He's smart. He's mature. He's failed many times. He's succeeded. But now he's the Token Boomer. He can look back and he can observe. And he can pass his wisdom. He can share his wins and losses. Because I think like I'm the old guy. And I know Roofy does too. But guess what, nation? There's an older guy around and he's the Token Boomer. Yeah, and his name's Dwayne Whitaker. We got a lot of love for him. Dwayne hangs out with us every single day here on Mornings in the Lab. And I know that I'm looking for some wisdom. I just got to go to hang out with our Token Boomer, Dwayne Whitaker. Yeah, so guys, if you need your very own Token Boomer, come hang out with us every single day on Mornings in the Lab, and he'll be here. His name is Dwayne Whitaker. Yeah, I know, Petro. Everybody needs a Token Boomer. True story. Yes, 100%. And I'm glad we have our very own, and his name is Dwayne. Sure, what's his middle name? Maybe we got to give us Dwayne R. Maybe it's R. Whitaker. I don't know. But the Token Boomer this morning with Keith, John, and everybody else this morning on Mornings in the Lab. All right, so guys, I got a monologue. It's talking about middle age. Yep. Oh, so this one's not for the Token Boomer because he's passed. Hey, Rico. Rico's over there fucking banging his foot on the table. He's like, wait a minute. I'm actually the Token Boomer. Dwayne, you've lost the mantle. All right, Rico's up to the corner. I love it, man. I love that we got Rico, our Token Boomer. We got Dwayne now going. So Dwayne's posture has moved from this to like, what the fuck? Rico's like, yeah, I'm the Token Boomer. All right, guys, coming up. Middle age is when your body... I couldn't afford a middle name. Oh, right. Dwayne's from the hood. Yeah, they love... Jesus, Murphy. Okay, so guys, middle age. Yes, that's the age that happened to Keith and Roofy about 10 years ago. Yeah, we're all now past it. Well, listen, middle age is when your body starts telling the truth. And it doesn't happen immediately. Well, so here's the funny thing. It's going to happen in real time with all of us because I've been given 56 seconds. So good time. You know, I know you're listening. I've been given 50 seconds to let the flow go. So we're going to know pretty quickly whether it's immediate, loud, quietly, or relentless because my body is going to tell me the truth over the next 56 seconds, whether it works. Let's get after it. The Morning Focus monologue comes up in 56 seconds.
Middle age is when the body stops letting us bluff. It doesn't argue. It just starts returning results. We can call it getting older. It's really the tab we've been running, finally coming due. We don't lose sleep, we borrow it. We borrow from tomorrow's patience. We borrow from our ability to lead. Stress isn't just in our head. It lives in our blood, our gut, our temper. Then it shows up at home. We keep chasing the old formula. More grind, more caffeine, more ego. That worked at 25. It breaks us now. The body's not betraying us. It's reporting on us. It's tracking what we ignore, and it never forgets. The fix isn't dramatic. It's honest. We rest on purpose, eat like adults, move like we plan to be here. Keith's about to say what we avoid. We don't negotiate with consequences. We respond to them. Morning begins here.
Okay, I got a confession. I got wet hands. No, I didn't piss on them. I washed my hands, and now my trackpad, my mouse pad is struggling to keep up with the moisture. Yeah, true story. Yes, good time. I do have great pressure. It still exists, and without any drugs or statins. Yeah, yes. I knew today was going to be a fun show. Yeah, I had a massive sleep last night. I was in bed like by fucking 8 o'clock last night. Holy smokers. Today got big meetings. Yeah. Neiman, thanks for clarifying why oh yeah, you know it, Neiman. They're wet. Oh baby, they're all wet. Yeah, so guys, big day of meetings today. 3 show pitches. Boom, 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 back to back to back to back to back. So I'm excited about today. So today, by the time I'm sitting at my daughter's dance recital, can't wait for it. My brain will be just processing the excitement of the day. So either next week's going to start with some wins or next week's going to start with some loses. But I just got some notes this morning that boom, boom, boom. We got some meetings happening today that I'm excited about. Maybe we got some new shows showing up on the big old Mornings in the Lab, the Authority Network that we get up and get after every single day here on Mornings in the Lab. All right. So guys, middle age. Yeah. Anybody tuning in right now, that would be you, me, and all of us, is when your body starts to tell you the truth. And I know that you know that we're going to go through this together. Trust me. Except Rico. Rico's like, oh yeah, fuck, I've been there, done that already. He's like, you guys have no clue. So back to our boomer conversation, right? Rico's standing over there, looking over Dwayne, looking over the handsome chief, looking over Johnny and Jimmy. And he's like, yeah, you guys have no idea what Bill is about to talk about. Because as your body starts telling you the truth, it's not going to happen immediately. It's not going to happen loudly. It's probably going to happen quietly, is what Rico said. Rico, I think I'm doing. Hey, good time. I saw your note, man. Yes, brother, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. That's a sad, sad situation there for sure. Rest in peace, Kyle Busch. As I continue the monologue, and I know Rico is going to lean. Rico may have got this one prepared for me on this one. But Rico, let's do it together. Nation, at 25, our body, it lies to us. We can abuse our sleep. We can ignore the stress happening to us. We can eat like a teenager. Guys, nonstop Cheese Whiz and Kraft dinner and all that shitty food, right? And then what happens is we can just fuel ourselves with adrenaline, caffeine, and ego. Hey, Dwayne, you know what I'm talking about back in our 20s? You're just fucking rolling through Brooklyn, just fucking, oh yeah, man, I'm just crushing it. I got my coffee, I got my adrenaline, and then you're good. And then you bounce back because you went out for a late night of shit. You're feeling like invincible. I'm just one invincible motherfucker. You're like, yeah, baby. And then somewhere along the way, in your 40s, maybe your 40s, Jess, maybe in our 50s, Jess, the body wakes up one day in the morning and the body says, wait a minute, Whitaker, I need to start taking some receipts. And then Rico, the body starts saying, oh man, you're accumulating some sleep debt, right? And then the body starts saying, Jess, yeah, we're getting that stress debt. Oh yeah, that food debt's catching. Oh, that alcohol debt over those years are catching up to you there, Roofie. Yeah. And then what also happens is resentment debt. Like, oh my God, that debt just keeps adding up. The inactivity debt. Think about all the debt through all those decisions we made in our 20s and 30s that start accumulating in our 40s and 50s. And then all of a sudden what starts to happen is it becomes real. And I know, you guys know, I'm not talking at you. I am talking with us because we, in the generation that we call X, is all going through this together, except for Rico, our very own senior boomer, is like, oh yeah, I fucking figured this shit out. And he's like, it's all confident. He's like, yeah, I'm the man. I know what it's all about. You guys have no clue. I'm glad we got Rico, our senior boomer, and actually we also got our secondary token boomer, which is Dwayne, to give us guidance as we of our Generation Xers go through it, right? Because the body that we had back in our 20s and 30s does not care about the story you tell yourself in the mirror today. Nope. It cares about your reality. No, it cares about what you did. It cares about what you ignored. All those days in our 20s and 30s when we didn't sleep. It cares about what you postponed. And here's what happens. I'm suspecting it catches up. And it starts to report everything to us. You're like, holy fuck, man, that piss is taking longer to get out. Oh my God. Why is my back ache a little more? Oh my God, I can't even touch my toes. And I know what happens. It becomes overly humbling. What? It's like, wait a minute. Why can't I see that anymore? Yeah, that's humbling. All right. Because middle age isn't just a physical thing. Nope, not at all, actually. It's a truth thing. And that's what hurts, is that it's truth that is presented to us in a very humbling way. And then the consequences start arriving through that truth. It's where you actually can't outrun your invoice, or unfortunately, you can't outrun the numbers on your license. And I know, like you, I'm going to be vulnerable and just say it. We feel it. Fuck, I feel it. Yep, 100%. Sometimes I feel it in my brain. Sometimes it takes me down a path that I do not enjoy. I'll be really frank with you guys. It's anxious. It's anxiety. It's like, man, how I don't know how I'm going to be at 63. I don't know how I'm going to be at 73. Sometimes it kind of freaks me out. But I will say this with love and confidence. Now that I know I got guys like Whitaker in my world and Rico in my world, it gives me hope. Gives me hope. Because when we can't outrun the invoices, we do feel it. Not just in our joints, not just in the blood work. I know, because I am you. We feel it in our mood. We feel it in our patience, in our libido. Yeah, my libido's never been higher because I fucking love my wife and I just want to have sex with her nonstop. Yeah, true story. And we feel it in our focus, in our energy, in the way that small things become massive things. In the way that a little bit becomes too much, faster than you expected. Or time, how fast time is going. Rico, Dwayne, you know what I'm talking about. It's like, holy shit, I thought it was January. It's actually going to be June tomorrow. The body, our body, it starts becoming the most honest friend that we have. John talks about it often. If you can't look in the mirror and love yourself, how the fuck can you love somebody else? Let's remind ourselves, our body, your body, my body, it is the most honest friend that we can have. Yet, a lot of men, and I've met them, you've met them on this show. A lot of men don't know how to handle that honesty. And what happens is that we respond with denial or shame or anger. Or it's like, fuck, I'm just going to mail it in now. I'm just going to go eat fucking Cheetos I'm going to become a fat slob laying on the couch because what am I going to do? And then what happens is that maybe we try to hack it instead of heal it. Maybe we try like it's a problem to solve because you know how we are, man. We want to solve problems. Oh, I got to solve this problem right fucking now. No, it's called your license is getting older, which means you're getting older. Oh my God, I can't solve that problem. Nope. Well, here's an invitation for you. What if you treated the body as feedback instead of failure? What if you respected the warning signs? What if you stopped negotiating with the reality that tomorrow is another day beyond today? Because middle age isn't just about health, guys. No, it's about your integrity. Yeah, think about that. It's about the integrity with yourself. Do you do what you know about you should? Do you keep promises to yourself? Do you look in the mirror and say, I love you? Do you stop lying about what you've been carrying? Probably not, because you're a man. Yeah? I'm just putting the truth out there. Do you stop pretending that I'm fine while your body is screaming, no, you're not? Probably not. As you walk into the kitchen at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock at night or 10 o'clock at night and make a self-sabotaging behavior. And that is where masculinity or life gets complicated because men love to be tough, grind. I'll just push through it. Oh, I'm a man. And yeah, sometimes that's required. True story, actually. It's required quite a bit. Life is fucking hard. Pressure's hard. But the toughness, that's not invincibility. That's not invincibility. No. Toughness is doing what needs to be done. Yep. That's what it is. And sometimes what needs to be done is actually rest because your body is telling you. You heard Anderson this week. What did I do as his partner? Sent him home to bed. And sometimes what needs to be done is softness or petrol. Sometimes what needs to be done is letting go. I know it's hard to let go. Sometimes what needs to happen is you got to tell the truth to yourself in the mirror before the body tells it for you. Maybe something's changing in front of your mirror. It's time to go get some help. So middle-aged gentlemen, maybe today's monologue is all about offering you an invitation not to ignore what you have become. Not to become fragile, but to become precise, but to become honest, to become intentional, to stop treating health like a vanity project. You're not 20 anymore, boys. You're not 30 anymore, boys. And maybe start treating your health like survival, like stewardship, like leadership. Because if you're the man, or are you the executive martyr? Nah, you're the man. Because if you're the man that people rely on, your kids, your partners, your teams, your friends, your parents, the future, how the fuck can you lead? Yeah. How the fuck can you lead if your body is collapsing under the weight of your own denial? And that is the truth that I'm going to put on the table for all of you today. And I hope that's the motherfucking wake-up call that you just needed to hear. Because if you can't lead because you're fat and you're feeling shitty and you're looking shitty, yeah, I called it. So what now? What do you do now? It's not a perfect plan. It's not a new identity. No, the invitation is this. It's just some real steps. Look at your license. Go look in the mirror. Eat like someone who's going to need this body for another 40 years, my friends, because you will. We're just getting fucking started. Midlife? Fuck that. Start life. Sleep like someone who's making decisions. Move like someone who respects the momentum, and let go of someone who wants peace more than they want revenge. Because guys, middle age, the era that we are in right now, is not the end. No, this monologue this morning, this awareness check for all of us right now is the audit. The audit as you head into the weekend that you cannot negotiate with an audit. So my invitation to you is this: stop lying to yourself. Stop bargaining with your truth. Because your body, that machine that it already knows. Your body knows. But you just aren't humble enough to fucking admit it. And eventually that body, it's going to tell everyone. Yep. Not with words. Nope. It's going to tell everyone with consequences. Yeah. So my invitation for you is this. Remember that. Remember this monologue as you go through your weekend today and you make choices. Because that body you have is over time going to show everybody those accumulative decisions, and it's going to show up everywhere with consequences. Remember, and listen, men, listen early.
Let's be honest for a second. How many of the things we call passion or drive are actually just dressed up dysfunction? Today, we are tearing down the masks. We are looking at why a high sex drive might be a hidden wound. Why your corporate vulnerability feels totally fake. Why you keep confusing relationship drama with actual love. It's about to get real comfortable with being uncomfortable. Handsome Chief, take it away.
I liked that monologue today. I hope you guys took as much out of it as I did. And my goal with that monologue today, and I wrote it specifically for today, was because we got 2 days where we're not together, Saturday and Sunday. And I hope that it's a reminder at some point in your weekend of decision making, you remember what I said. Please. Can I tell you why? Because I want the show to go on for another 40 years and I need you guys here. Yeah, true story. So you got to live with me. Yeah, so... So guys, but seriously, and I as much as anybody, man, I sometimes wish I was back in my 20s and 30s and crushing all that shitty food that I enjoyed. And all you Gen Xers like me, and I know you. I know you. I know you. Dwayne, Petro, Jess, Good Time, Maddie, Sully. We all like the same food growing up. That same food, that same food, that same accumulative decisions. It's time for us to grow up, team. 100%. Hey guys, YouTube, over on YouTube, today's Community Corner, Lori Jade Woodruff sat with Lad Bible and confessed to battling a 20-year sex addiction. Holy shit, where was Lori Jade in my 20s? I've never met a sex-addicted woman. No, I wish I did, though, growing up as a young man. Yeah, true story. I would have loved to have met a sex-addicted woman. Come on. How many of you guys would have wanted the same thing, but nobody wants to admit it, though? Like, oh, I couldn't say that because I'm married now. Dude, I'm talking about back in the olden days. How would you not want it to have admitted to have dated or known a sex addict? Sign me fucking up. True story. Yes, sign it up. Jimmy, I know you too, man. I guarantee you, we can do a poll. Anybody coming on this show, any man, will be like, yeah, sign me up. Can you, man? Come on. Anybody coming here saying no, you're a fucking liar. We all know it. Jimmy, I know, Jimmy. I see you rolling your eyes at Kai. Yeah, Kai's busy over in the outhouse over there. Just ignore Kai. Yeah, I know. I absolutely know. But anyways, Lori Jade says it wasn't a choice. No, see, exactly, Good Time. I know. We'd all like to find that sex addict woman. So here she is, too. Is she kind of hot? Yeah, maybe she was hot. Maybe she was. Yeah. What? Sorry, not was. Is, was. Lori, I'm sorry. I'm maybe offending Lori. Lori, you're hot. Maybe, hey, I know. We got to get Lori on the show. Yeah, we got to get Lori on the show to have this conversation about being a sex addict as a female. Yeah, well, Johnny will love that one. Oh, yeah, 100%. Yes. Oh, hey, we got Jess saying, I married one. It was not as great as it sounds. I think I shared, Charlie saying, I think I shared a girlfriend like that. Oh, I love it. Anyways, Lori's talking about, she says, stop glorifying the compulsion and ask yourself, what am I actually running from? Just stick in the tip. Hey, Charlie, just the tip. Just the tip. There you go. All right, vulnerability theater. Are you sharing? Oh, Charlie was sharing. Yeah. Or are you just performing? We've all seen it. There's somebody dramatically, that's my show, and confesses to imposter syndrome. That's my show. And then everybody just nods sympathetically. Oh, yeah, imposter syndrome. Yeah. Well, Greg Witz. Hey, Jimmy, there's the clip. Greg Witz, he wrote a sharp piece. Was it really sharp, though? Like, was it actually sharp? Or is that just the choice of words we're going to use to describe it? It's a sharp piece calling out performing vulnerability. Oh, yeah. You know what? That's back to performative. Yeah, back to performative. Because real vulnerability is admitting a mistake that might cost you something while the consequences are still alive. Oh, like just what we talked about a few moments ago, that I wish I would have hung out with a sex addict. Yeah. Same thing, isn't it? Anyways, as Gen X men, we've watched sharing become a corporate buzzword, confusing mild discomfort with actually. Let's talk about sharing for a moment, nation. I'm going to go here with you. Is it appropriate to teach our kids that it's important to share? You're thinking, Billis, why are you asking me this? Because I'm curious. What happens if you don't want to share? Like, is that a skill that we should be teaching kids? Because I was taught that it's important to share. But yet I've been around people that have said to their child, if you don't want to share, it's okay not to share. And I was like, interesting. Because isn't it important to share? But yet, if I wanted to go over to hey, can I share your wife? No. Well, what the fuck, man? I thought it's important to share. Can I share your food? No. So so my Gen Xers out there, were you raised like I was, which was it's important to share? And then when you don't share, are you like kind of the douchebag because you're not the sharing guy? I don't know. Interesting comment. We should have that conversation next week with Johnny. Do you share? Are you always sharing? Is it important? Do we want to, Jimmy, do you teach your kids to share? I don't know. Hey, share my wife, share my food, share my kids, just share. It's the sharing show that we call Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and Friends. Hey, I got 3 business meetings today. I hope they didn't watch the show today. They'll be like, I'm doing business with that guy. Yes, you are, baby. Yes, you fucking are. Here's the other thing too. I had a meeting with somebody this last week. They're like, you guys appreciate this one. They said to me, Keith. I said, yeah. I said, yeah, that's me. They said, man, you got a lot of energy. I said, a lot of energy? You should come to the fucking morning show. 5 days a week of energy with the handsome chief, Jimmy. Ah! Oh, we got some comments from the community. Kids are born to share, but taught to not share. Oh, interesting, Whitaker. Interesting. The token boomer, they're coming in with a really positive comment there. Jess says, I wasn't allowed to eat anything outside unless I had enough for anyone. I wasn't allowed to eat anything outside unless I... Hey, Jess, you got me a loaded comment there. I'm not going to touch it. Yeah, Maddie says, depends. Share deeply. Yes. It's better to give than receive. Well, it depends on what you're giving. Although I really do enjoy giving. I love giving. So those that hang out with me enough know I love giving. Yeah, especially my wife. Yeah, I do like receiving though too. But yeah, I love giving. 100%. Okay. Top of the hour. I know you guys all just want the live with an open hand, says Neiman. Yeah. But it's funny. I got to tell you guys, this is why I love doing these live shows, and I know Roofy does as well. Because you can find something that just kind of that's out there. We're talking sharing. Next thing you know, sharing becomes a complete conversation. And to all of you guys out there that like this, that's the power of live conversation. That's the power of what we're doing here at the Live Authority Network Mornings in the Lab. So guys, thanks for engaging with the conversation with me. Thanks for a lot of the fun here we had today. And no, I didn't twist your words, Neiman. It said live with an open hand, or is it live? I agree, live with an open hand. I do agree with that. Yeah, live with an open hand. I'm with you there. I do see that. Live with or is it live? But live with an open hand. I think there's something, or I'm not going to touch it, Neiman. We're talking open hands. You know what we like to talk about on the show. Oh, oh, I see what you said. Okay, I got you. All right, well, listen, guys. We're done. We're out of here. Yes, we are. We're back at it in 48 hours. I got to get through my outro here because I got to see what's showing up here on, man, we got Porterfield this week. We had Porterfield today. Dwayne, much love, my brother. Yes, spontaneous stuff, a lot of good stuff. Well, listen, I got to get out of here, man. See ya, pal. I got a bunch of stuff. I got meetings all morning, business meetings, and then I got a recital to go to later today. So, Nation, on behalf of, hold on, I got to get some sound effects running here, or else I can't end the show because my brain's going, wait a minute, where's the fun? Thanks, good time. Yeah. At the dance show, good time? No, sorry, good time. It's the recital. Good time. Yes, it's not a dance show. It's a recital. Get it straight, Charlie. Hey, who do we have on the show on Monday, guys? I think we got somebody. I believe we do have somebody. I'm going to quickly pull it up here. I know we do. I'm doing it before you guys. Yes, Jamie McCrazy. Or Jamie Mo Crazy. Yes, Jamie Mo Crazy. So, Neiman, I don't know if her name's actually Mo Crazy or she made it up, but I'm looking forward to it. Jamie's going to join us on Monday. Looking forward to that conversation. So, guys, we'll see you in less than 40. Remember my monologue, guys. Your body is your body. You got one of them. So as you make your decisions this weekend, remember what I said. Have some awareness. We're not 20. We're not 30. And in Dwayne and Rico's case, we're not even 40 or 50. Sorry, boys. I love you all. All right, guys. Have a good one, Nation. We'll see you guys in less than 48 hours. Where? Right here. Mornings.live. 7:30 with Roofy. Go check out Roofy's show. He's dropping nuggets he's dropping bombs, man. His show is fucking fire. 7:30 with Roofy. Get after, join Matt, and then hang out with myself and John at 8 o'clock. We'll see you guys on Monday. Have a good one, Nation. See you guys.